Good morning. Welcome to Two Old Ladies That Bet and Stuff, where we make sports betting fun and easy. Our goal here is to give you a proven sports betting strategy with little investment. And today we're going to go ahead and break down some more WNBA action. Came out about 500 yesterday, so we're doing all right. We're hanging in there. We're on the upshot here in the WNBA with our winnings, and we're planning on keeping that going. So we have our special guest here today, Dave Bartoo. Where are you at, Dave? There you are.
Good morning. Good
Yeah, so
morning.
we're excited for these games here today. This first matchup between the Sun and the
hmm
Aces is going to be pretty good. You got Asia Wilson, we got Damana Bonner, we got lots of folks here that are ready to play some ball for us so
Who?
we can win some cash.
Who?
Who are they again?
Who are those people?
Some of their
I only.
star players. We'll
I
just
don't.
do a little name dropping
I
here.
don't. I don't. I don't. I don't watch the games, sweetheart. I don't watch the
I know
games.
you
I,
don't.
I just
I know
bet
you
these
don't.
things. I just bet these
That's the
things.
great thing
Except,
about it, right? Like,
except
folks,
Hawkins. Except
yeah,
Hawkins. Make your fucking free throws, Hawkins. You
that is
killed
the
our
great,
day.
but
You
that is
killed
the
it.
great thing about this, right? Like, you don't have to watch the WNBA to win money at the WNBA, right?
I don't watch any of the games.
I mean, I do,
Wait,
but
no, seriously, I
I know
have
you
other
don't.
things to do. If the NFL's on, I'll scoreboard watch,
Yeah,
right? I'll scoreboard watch, and it's like, okay, we got a tie game in New England heading into the fourth quarter, or heading in, 3 minutes
right.
left. Okay, I'll turn the game on, see something exciting, right?
Yeah,
NBA playoff games, we know 9 out of 10 of those are gonna suck,
that is
absolutely
true.
suck, trash. They're going to be over at halftime, right?
Right.
Why waste my breath watching that stuff, right? But
Uh-huh.
but if it's close, let's take a look at it. But that's one of the that's probably one of the reasons why I dive into data so much is it allows me to not listen to the games, not watch the games. I don't care about the players, right?
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody my work, what we do here with the EPA Sports Hot Sheets, is for due diligence. We don't factor in injuries. That's up to the better. You got to find that, right? You
Exactly.
got to find those edges. We're trying to give you a data edge, but not an injury edge, or who's playing or who's not. So and I even when I watch the games on the rare event that I watch most of the game,
It would be
I'll
like the
watch
last
it.
couple minutes, right?
Yeah, or I'll just watch the game in mute. I do a lot of work in college football, and it's all data driven. And I don't want somebody's opinion, like an announcer, getting into my head.
Right.
And me double thinking the data because, well, this guy said this or that guy said that, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, just run the same system that got you here. So I'm very data driven from that standpoint, and I know that would surprise a lot of people. It's like, wow, you bet
Really
these
don't watch
games and
sports.
don't watch them. I don't watch a damn one. NBA, nope. NFL, a little bit when I'm not bow hunting in September. October, November is okay. NHL, I'll turn it on if it's close.
Right.
Men's college basketball, I'll turn it on if it's close. Come tournament time, but the rest of it, I don't have time for that. The only thing I make time for is making these sheets, crunching the data, and betting these things. That's it.
That is
So
it. And I heard you just got your bets in. You're ready to
I
go, right?
did. I did. I got everything in. I jumped on Connecticut, Las Vegas last night. Team total, a game total at 168, because that was the one I looked at. I'm like, that's gonna move. That just felt like it was going to move in that game, even though the projection that I had wasn't very strong in variance. Because we'll get to the game, but just to peek ahead a little bit of it, we have the game projected as 172.2 points, and it's sitting there at 168. And I'm like, man, if it moves up, which it should, because usually when they move, it moves in the direction of the hot sheet.
That's right.
And
And
I'm
it
like,
has
I'm gonna
moved. It's
I'm
up to
gonna get
170.
squeezed,
It's up there.
right? I'm thinking there. I'm like, it's gonna go 169, 170, 171. If I wait till the morning, I am gonna have no value left. and I'm literally going to have to probably pass on this sucker. So I bet that last night. Everything else pretty much stayed the same. We had the Minnesota Phoenix drop by a point. It opened at -3 in favor of Phoenix and has now dropped to 2, which again is following the hot sheet. But I didn't see much value lost there. I just whenever I use the hot sheet when I'm betting, whether I'm going to do it right away. Normally it's right away. But if I'm going to wait, then I'm looking for games with really close variance where the projection is getting close to the line. And if it's right, and just for folks, just so you know too, when it's right on the line, let's say Connecticut, Las Vegas opened at 172.5 or 172, and I'm sitting there at 172.2. I don't bet that at all. I wait for it to move one way or the other, and then go the opposite. Right? So
yeah,
if
for folks watching, just remember, we do place the 5 bets per game, right? So that's what we're looking at on each of these. So we're going to make 10 bets.
Yep. And this is my personal due diligence, is just simply the hot sheets. I'm passing it on to everybody else to add to it. That's how you got involved with us to begin with the NFL, is you had your modeling.
I did.
And you were able to take this right. And it was win confirmation. It was loss confirmation. It strengthened your model. You won at a higher percentage with this. I had a really good story from one of the subscribers yesterday that went 500, went 5-5 with the hot sheet. But what he was doing is he was betting based on the strength of the variance. And so the stronger the lean, the more points on the total, team total, the half total, blah, 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 right? The stronger the lean, the more he bet. And even though he went 5-5, he was up 2.4 units because of his new way of due diligence
style. Right.
Right?
There's no right or wrong way to bet. That's for sure.
Here it is. I'm at 500. And I'm like, well, shit, I lost juice yesterday.
Yeah.
and this guy's up 2.4 units with the same spreadsheet I'm looking at. He just attacked it differently.
Right.
And that is bitching. I love hearing those stories, because even the way I look at numbers isn't the same as everybody else. We can all look at this sheet a little bit differently. He was aggressive with it, and it paid off. So I hope that works for him going forward.
Exactly. All right. So you ready to dig in? We got it. We got the Sun versus the Aces. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. There we go.
Right. I mean, on paper, this is a beautiful game on paper. I mean, I don't care who's playing. I mean, this could be, whatever. This could be the Warriors Heat. It doesn't matter which game this is. Niners Bills. This on paper, this is as close as these two teams. Their pace of play, their efficiencies from all 4 phases of the game have been nearly identical on offense and defense so far. So from the 3-point line, the projection on this game: Connecticut 23.1, Las Vegas 22.2. That's dead even. 2-point buckets: 48.0 to 48.1. Dead even. Free throws: 14.7 for Connecticut, 16.1 for Las Vegas. So the story the numbers are telling me in this one is that this could be a very tight game. And Las Vegas's edge is actually getting to the free throw line at a better rate, or shooting better than Connecticut. So the total projection on this game is Las Vegas 86.4, Connecticut 85.8. So that's a 1-point game. It's less than a 1-point game. But the spread, it opened at -11.5. Now, the one thing that this model doesn't take into account is strength of the team relative to the teams that they've played. And I know that's kind of a weird way of going at it, but the numbers for Connecticut and Las Vegas are based on their last 3 games. So if Connecticut's played 3 easy teams and Vegas has played three harder teams like the Liberty, who they just kicked the shit out of,
Yeah, really.
then it messes with things a little bit. So
is your pup not cooperating?
yeah, he's being a little whiny bitch. Knock it off. Anyways. So the total on the game. So like I said, we're at 172.2. The opening line is 168. It's at 170 right now. So man, that is a tight line. But year to date, one of our strongest numbers is game totals. So I'm a lot more confident in that, even with it being a tight line. The spread, like I said, it opened at minus 11.5. It's still sitting there at minus 11.5. And you and I both know on Aces games, it doesn't usually sit in one spot for very long. So I think there's a lot of money coming in on both sides, or at least in terms of the volume, it's coming in evenly on both sides. But I like Connecticut. You just, we're getting 11.5 points. I'm not shying away from that. The first half. Now this one, we're changing the way that I'm looking at first half totals, because inside the numbers with the WNBA, about 56% of all the scoring in a game comes in the first half.
Right.
So normally, right?
Yeah.
Like in the NBA and in college basketball, when we're betting first halves, we basically project the game total. Let's say it's 160, chop it in half, 80. That's our first half. And that's what I was doing with the WNBA. But I started looking back at the last 30 first halves. And if instead of going 50% of the value, I go 55% of the value, like a normal WNBA game, our winning percentage jumps 16%. Right. So rather than chop the pot, I am adding 5% to the expectations in the first half. Now, either way, the projection on this, the current line on this is 86. Both projections, 50% or 55%, are both over. So we're over 86 in the first half. But I'm just letting people know on these shows, and if you subscribe to the Hot Sheet, which is basically 50 cents a day, because we post 2 days worth of plays at a time. So like right now, if you subscribe, you're going to get all of today's games and the projections for all of tomorrow's, even though the lines aren't out. You need that as early as you can for your due diligence. So now we're down to the team totals. We got Connecticut at 79.5. The EPA projections on that, on their side of it, is 85.8. So we got just a little over 6 points to the upside. So it's over on Connecticut. And with the Aces, their line opened, big surprise, 90.5. They're always in the 90s, and it usually moves up. We're at 86.4. It's a weekend game. They usually score about 4% more on the weekends. So, it's like, whoa, man. And the Aces have just been playing really good basketball.
Right.
Really good basketball.
If I didn't like to, spend my money today, I probably would have put this future bet in, but I hate to have it sit out there. Because I don't know who is gonna,
I hate futures. Oh my gosh. I do it for fun. The teams I work for, I'll always bet the over on their win totals as a future, but you're locking your money up in a vault
for such a long time.
That's just, I don't think that's smart sports betting. That's entertainment sports betting. Okay, to me. The goal is to try to maximize earnings. And to me, in order to do that, it's high bet volume, it's consistent winnings, and it's when you do win is not taking your money out. It is putting it right back in to try to beat them, because basically they're giving you an interest-free loan. If you win $100, they are giving you $100 of their money. I look at that as a business loan that is interest-free that they are giving me. If I don't use that against them and up my average bet, I am not leveraging what I have been given in this business venture. If you run a business and the bank says, hey, I'll give you $100,000 interest-free loan, you don't put that shit in the bank. No, you leverage it right now. So I look at it the same way. This is, from my standpoint, this is a business. I win, I up my average bet, and hopefully I win consistently, so that average bet keeps growing.
Right.
And if you can do that for over a season, especially like in the NBA, make 7,000 bets at 58%, 57%, and be consistent, not have a bad 30 bet stretch, you are going to do well.
Statement.
So that is our forecast for today on Connecticut and the Las Vegas Aces. Actually excited to see how this one plays out because we don't get a lot of close games. Well, actually in any sport, college football is the worst. They get blown out all the time. NBA isn't great. There's a lot of blowouts there too. NFL is probably the closest one simply because there's just not a lot of points and it feels close. But this one on paper of all the games that I have looked at over the last 21 days in the WNBA, this one is absolutely the most intriguing because it's very balanced basketball and it's pretty high scoring. I mean, we're pretty close to 90-90, which is pretty solid for a WNBA basketball game.
Yeah, and I'm excited. This one starts soon. What are we looking at? About 3 hours till tip. So get these bets from Dave Bartoo. Put your 5 plays in. If it matches what you're looking at, your due diligence. And then, of course, you can go to patreon.com, EPA Sports, for only $1 per post. You can go ahead and get tonight's information here as well. See, I got my hot sheet. I'm ready to go. I love it. It's like my favorite thing to do when I first wake up early in the morning is to grab that because, again, we talk about how close these are, how much the line moves your way. So we want to make sure that you get the best numbers. So you put it out the night before. So that's another advantage of getting that hot sheet early. My cat is being crazy. So yeah, make sure you get it. It has changed my life. I'm telling you, Dave Bartoo. That's why I have you on here. I love it. I'm glad that you make time for me.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to share the information and, hopefully we'll just keep winning.
All right. We'll do it. You can find him. It's easy. Sign up. All right. Thanks, Dave. We'll catch you maybe tomorrow? I think there's more games tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we got 4 games tomorrow, so I think it'd be pretty asshat of us to not preview at least one of them.
All right. We'll catch you later. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us again at TOUT where we almost have exclusive rights to Dave Bartoo all the time. So we really appreciate him coming on. And again, you can go ahead and find us at TOUT.com. You can find us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Reddit, pretty much out there all over social media where, you probably have your little apps on your phone. But yeah, make sure you get the hot sheet. It's pretty cool. And make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here. Click on the bell to get the notifications so you never miss when we have Dave Bartoo live. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you guys later. Be safe this weekend.